It is one of the hottest shows out there, and she is one of my favorite actresses on it. Rebecca Wisocky is joining us today. She plays Hedy on Ghosts.
Good morning, KJ. How are you today?
Oh my gosh, I am delighted that I get to talk with you. This is Rebecca Wisocky, and she is with the show that I am always telling y'all you need to be watching, Ghosts. So, welcome to the KJ Today Show, where we bring you the positive vibes of pop culture, people to know, and pets. And let's get into this, Rebecca. Woo! How are you feeling?
Right on, KJ. Listen to KJ, people. Tune into Ghosts. You know what's what.
Let's start with because I was, I jumped on this show right away, Rebecca, and so I'm curious for you. It does feel like, to me as a fan, that there is just some really, really big buzz, some great momentum going. Do you feel like it's, like a new level for Ghosts, or do you feel like it's about time?
Well, so many things need to go right for a show to be a hit, and it seems like they kind of all have. And for us to get all this new interest and attention in our fourth season is amazing. It's really thrilling for us. The fans that have been so loyal to us from the beginning are still with us, and we're just growing. We're now on Netflix internationally and are in the top 10 all over the world. And we just got renewed for 2 more seasons. So I count my lucky stars. I feel really, really grateful.
Yeah, I mean, to work in the world that you do, and know that this show has been renewed like through 2027, right?
You just dropped out a second, but I think you renewed through 2027. Yes, we renewed for our 5th and 6th season simultaneously, which is a really rare thing. So we're so grateful to CBS for giving us such a lovely home and continuing to support us. And we get to keep doing the show and, frankly, having a job for the next 2 years. It sounds pretty great to me.
And you don't even have to worry about what you're wearing for the next 3 years. It's got to be pretty nice.
Comfortable, but uncomfortable, but it's beautiful, and I never have to have a costume fitting. So I'm all on board for that.
Is it? I mean, do you ever have days where you are like, oh my gosh, I've been in this corset all day, and Asher gets to run around with no pants on? How fair is that?
Well, in life when it comes to costumes on the show, but yeah, I have it pretty rough. Although I'll confess to you, I have various different corsets so that I can decide just how tortured I wish to feel on any given day.
Oh, good. I'm glad you get some freedom there.
A little bit, yeah.
So I know that we've got a ton of fans who are with us this morning, and we've got some new people that are joining us. I got a great question from Vicky, who is listening. She said, with as witty and fun and ridiculous as this show is, did you know when you first started making it that it was also going to be a show that would punch us in the feels sometimes?
Oh, wow. What a great question, Vicky. Thank you for asking it. Yeah, I had a suspicion. I don't think I've ever read a pilot script and felt so immediately like, oh, wow, this is it. The premise allows us, we have thousands of years, literally, of history to explore. There's no end to the kind of storylines that we can get into. And, the group of actors on the show are really incredibly talented. We really all love playing with one another and working as an ensemble. And let's be honest, it's a comedy about death. So I'm not at all surprised that they got into some darker themes and more challenging themes. And I think it's one of the things that's really resonated with our audience, that they can sit down together as a family and laugh out loud many times in the half hour, but also kind of learn something unexpected and maybe have a conversation with a relative that they might have felt uncomfortable having prior to watching the show.
But I think one of those shows, one of those specific episodes that really made us realize, like, hey, this is, so much more than the laughs that we're getting out of this, was when we found out how Hedy died. Was that,
Yeah.
when you got that script, was that as shocking for you?
It was shocking. It was really shocking. But the showrunners, Joe Port and Joe Wiseman, are really smart and incredibly collaborative. And they came to me with that idea that they would take that character in that direction a month or two before we actually shot it. And they involved me in conversations about, and we also spoke with mental health professionals and about how to best handle that turn of events and that revelation without sensationalizing it and managing to still bring some levity to it. Amazingly, it makes perfect sense to me in retrospect that this was part of my character's story, part of what happened to her in her life and what she went through, and that she would hold on to that secret for 150 years. So I'm really proud with the way we handled it. And if you had told me that a lighthearted comedy on network television could handle that material and still bring, hope and light to it, I would have been doubtful, but I really think that we did it. So thanks for bringing it up.
Absolutely. It really was. It was so beautiful. And my husband and I, after the episode, were like, whoosh, like it was just so amazing. And now we're getting to another big part of, Hedy's storyline, and Hedy's one of the most powerful ghosts as well. Does that surprise you at all?
Well, the power that she has, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah, well, what I loved was, she certainly considers herself to be the highest status ghost in the house, but for all these years, for 150 years, she didn't know whether or not she even had a power. We thought in season one that her power might be sending people to hell. That, of course, turned out not to be true. But I kind of loved that she had to, suffer with this knowledge that she might be, profoundly powerless. So there's part of me that was a little disappointed that we actually found out that she had a power, but it's a good one, and it's a really fun episode. Asif Ali comes to guest star. He plays Jay's cousin, and I don't want to spoil anything for you, but there's a special connection between him and Hedy that is a side of her that you haven't seen yet, and I think it's a really good episode.
I can't wait. Before we let you go, because a big part of this show is also talking about pets. I'm the kitty correspondent for Pet Pals TV. I know that you are a dog lover, so I want to give you an opportunity to maybe share a little bit about your pups and what it's like after a long day of shooting to go home to a house full of fur babies.
Oh, it's my everything. Thank you for asking. Yeah, we've rescued quite a few dogs over the years. Right now we have Tank and Primrose, who we rescued at the beginning of the pandemic. I'm an advocate for, adopting and not shopping. And they're my everything. They travel with us. We drive them from Los Angeles to Montreal and back every year. So that's a great big production. But coming home to them at the end of a long day and to my husband, the father of my dogs, is kind of, makes it all worthwhile. So yay, I'm glad that you're a pet advocate too.
Well, thank you for being here with us, Rebecca. It's been just an absolute joy to talk with you, and I'm excited for what's ahead, and would love to have you back here on KJ Today anytime.
I would love it, KJ. Pleasure speaking with you. Be well.
Thanks for joining me for another celebrity interview. KJ Today, where you'll find the positive vibes of pop culture, people to know, and pets. If you like this interview, please make sure you give it a like, rate, review, and subscribe. And join us on YouTube the first Wednesday of every month for the full KJ Today show, where we play trivia, bring you more celebrity guests, and even a pet of the week to keep you feeling the positive vibes.